All right, Mr. Fruit is gone, Blue. So it's just you and I this week, and I have to ask you something like, see if you've ever done this before, because I experienced something this weekend that everybody says they love a Rob story time, and boy, do I have one for you guys this week. Have you ever taken a child to the restroom, like a child between the ages of like just like starting to potty
Jesus
train, that kind of thing?
Christ. I feel like you just like opened up some repressed like mental trauma because it's like always obviously like I'm not like you're trying to be hands off and you're trying to be okay. So wait. So they're potty trained, right? We're talking like a toddler that is
Yes,
like
like they can
walking
like they can
around.
like yeah, they can like go and like poop, but it's like, they need like some like an adult to be there with them type of shit.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So
I
you've
have.
experienced that.
Well, I've experienced them poop. For me, it was like, okay, go in the stall, and they're like, but I need someone in the stall with me. My mom's always someone in the stall with me, and I'm like, okay, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, kid. And then I'm like, okay, he's just gonna go pee. No, bro, bro's like, I gotta go poopy, and I was like, I thought you had to go pee. Jesus Christ. All right, so then I put all the toilets down, like, or I put like all the toilet paper on the seat. I do the whole booster seat
Mm-hmm.
stuff. I'm all like, okay, just do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they're sitting there just like, and like, you gonna go? And they're just like,
This episode of the GG Over Easy podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp. In life, you guys can't carry everything on your own. You're going to need somebody to get you through it. You're going to need to talk to somebody. Holding stuff to yourself is never going to get you through something. It's okay to struggle. Real strength comes from opening up and talking about what you're carrying and doing something about it so you can be the best version of yourself and start enjoying life. If you're feeling the weight of the world on you, talk to somebody, a friend, a loved one, or a therapist. BetterHelp taught me how to set boundaries and empower myself and look at, just how I feel about myself and how I look at myself and mostly how I talk to myself. I'm very bad about how I talk to myself. And during BetterHelp, they told me that I'm just way too hard on myself and that I really just need to talk better to myself. With over 35,000 therapists, BetterHelp is one of the largest online therapy platforms, having served over 5 million people globally. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/GG. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/GG. Summer is here, which means more sun, more light, more to do, all things to make summer so special. And the number one thing you don't want to be doing all summer is spending hours cooking inside. That's where Factor comes in. Factor's chef crafted, dietitianary approved meals are ready in just 2 minutes, taking the hassle out of eating well. Factor meals arrive fresh and ready to eat, perfect for any active lifestyle over a summer and beyond. Factor powers your day, sun up to sundown, with nutritious breakfasts, on the go lunches, premium dinners, and gluten free snacks and desserts. Factor has your whole day covered. Factor had me eating zucchini noodles, all right? Normally, I'm not a big veggie guy, but these zucchini noodles that they sent were so good. Like, it was delicious. So what are you waiting for? If they can get me eating vegetables, what could you possibly need? Get started at factormeals.com/GG50 off and use code GG50 off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code GG50 off at factormeals.com/GG50 off for 50% off plus free shipping. Factormeals.com/GG50 off.
all right, so I have to sit here for like fucking 20 minutes, and then they finally go,
Pretty
and I'm
much.
like, great. So I had to sit in you with the stall while you just decided I'm gonna sit here and do my thing, and it was just, it was the worst. It was the worst.
So I experienced my first I need to poop
Oh,
snafu
jeez.
with
Yeah.
my nephew.
The
So
worst
this
part is
weekend
the
my nephew
smell. The worst part is the smell.
yeah.
Toddler poop?
Well,
Jesus Christ.
my nephew visited this weekend, and Sydney and I, being the cool aunt and uncle we took him to a place called Jump In. Now, what
Oh,
Jump In is,
jeez.
it's like
Yeah.
a inflatable jumpy place where they have like bouncy castles and kids just bounce and they have fun.
And that sounds
So
amazing. I
so we're
need that.
taking him there. He's having fun. He's bouncing around. Now he he's having snacks and all this stuff. So, he's eating. He's had like breakfast. I don't know. Maybe he had breakfast that day. I don't know. I'll get to that anyways. So he's bouncing and playing. He runs up to Sydney and I, and he goes, "I need to poop."
Oh
And
yeah.
Sydney just goes, "Robert, like, can you take him to go poop?" Yeah, I got you. Let's go poop. And like, thankfully, these bathrooms have, it's just like one room, so it's just like one room and a toilet. So you basically have like ultimate privacy, basically. Like
Nice.
nobody,
Okay. All right.
you're like, so yeah, like great, like awesome, good start. Now I'm not very like hands-on uncle. Like, I don't know. I don't like pander to kids. I don't like, oh my gosh, I just like, I didn't like that as a kid. Like, so like I try not to do
I'll
that to
be there to
children. Like,
protect you, but
yeah, like,
like
I'm level grounded with them.
you gotta
Like,
figure out
I'm
you gotta figure out how to do your own shit, little dude.
yeah, like I'm gonna talk to you like I'm gonna talk to you like a human. Like I'm not gonna talk to you like an adult, but I'll talk to you like a human. Like I'm gonna treat you like a human. So we get in there and I go, all right, dude, like do your thing. And like he just like looks at me and I was like, I'm not taking off your pants. I'm not
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you like you can do that. And then so like he takes off his pants and then like it's like not a kid toilet. So like the hole is big. Like the hole is like if he doesn't hold himself up, like he's gonna like fall.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, dude, like hold yourself up. Like just like so like so there's no cat behind. So he like backs up. So he's like holding him. He's doing like the holding thing. So he's holding himself up, and he's not falling in it. Thank God. Like, all right, bro. Like, do your thing. And when I tell you, I've never heard such groaning and pushing in my life.
Yeah.
Like this
Yeah.
kid is like pushing out, like he's
He's
having an
like
exorcism. Like, oh, dude, he's going Super
he's going
Saiyan
Super
God.
Saiyan.
Like,
Yes.
I was, and then I'm just looking at the ground, going
Jesus fucking
what,
Christ! I
what,
really have to be here for this?
but then I'm also like, but then I'm thinking to myself, like, dog, come on, like it cannot be like that big. Like you're a kid, like whatever. Like quit being dramatic. Like I guarantee you, there's like not even poop. And so, sorry, I'm like gagging. Like I'm trying not to get. I think for the audio listeners, there may be like points where I get like I'm not gonna like
Even
I'm gonna
just
try and
thinking
mute
about
it.
it.
I'm gonna mute it. Like so like but like video viewers will be able to like to see that. I truly so like he's pushing and like I'm just looking down at the ground and he like gets back up. Oh god. And he just goes like, "Wow, that's a really big poop." I'm
No,
like,
but
"Dude, like,
he hit the wow, that was a really big poop.
yeah, and I'm like, dude, like, I like flush it, I was like, what? Let's wipe. And then he goes, I need help wiping. And I went, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
I like, I just like, I don't know, like, if he's ever wiped. But I literally went, no, you don't. Like, I was like, I'm not helping you. Like, and so I was like, get the toilet paper. And so like he gets the toilet paper, and then like I pant. I was like, this is how like it works. So he like goes to town and like I'm like, all right, let me see it. Like, let me see the toilet paper, like no stain. And I'm like, I need to see a stain. Like, get in there. So like he's getting in there and like shows me stain. And I'm like, all right, like get it in there. And then he goes, that's a really big poop, Uncle Rob. And I'm like, fucking A. Like the curiosity is like getting the best of me. Like, I gotta see. So I go to look at
Rob is
dog. I go to look at this poop. And it is something like I have never seen before in my entire life. Like I'm a 30-year-old man and I have never had this side this stop bro. Like I'm telling you, bro, like this the size
I'm gonna start crying.
and like the like the width. Like you ever like going to like remember like being in elementary school and middle school and going to the like you go into like a stall and there's just the largest dump of all time in there and you're like, how is this possible? I had that moment, dude.
And you were like, shit, maybe I should have helped the poor dude wipe. Like that was crazy.
Dog. I'm not joking. It was the biggest, the widest, the long, like it had to have been at least like 9 Keurigs, dude. It was huge. Like
Keurigs.
It was massive. And then I haven't even got to the worst part of it. Like,
bro, Bro needs to put like a fucking Geiger counter to see like this thing was radioactive.
Dog. And it wasn't like nothing smelled or anything like that. But like
Oh my god,
the colors of this poop, the colors. I have never seen poop these colors. Like, I'm not joking you. It was light blue, light green, light purple,
what
like
the
brown.
okay, whoa.
Sorry, I didn't get to that. It was. I'm not joking you. Like, I nearly took a picture because like nobody will believe me, but it was like. When you imagine a unicorn, like I imagine that's what unicorn shit. I'm not joking you. Like bar for bar, like it looked like
That's what
unicorn.
that's what shit in Minecraft looks like.
On God, dude, it was like I could not. It was unbelievable. Like, and then like I'm just sitting there going like, how did that come out of your body? Like I was just, like I'm a 30-year-old man. I have never had a poop that big, that wide. That it was that color. It was it was like it was mind blowing. Like do parents just deal with this? I don't have kids, so I don't know if this is like a kid thing, like all kids, like oh yeah, like this is like it was a sight to see. It was unbelievable, and it was easily, I'm not joking you, to the top 3 most disgusting things I've ever seen and been a part of.
I can see that. I can see that. Jesus Christ. For those of you
Yeah,
that are our audio listeners, I could not stop losing my shit because Rob was making every time Rob would stop, he would just gag and then like have to like go off to the side, and I was losing my shit because at every single time he would think about the poop, he would just make the most dramatic face, and I was actually losing my shit. When Rob gags, like it's like visceral, so it just I don't know why. And oh my god, no, it's funny that exactly what I was thinking is exactly what happened. It always comes down to that one poop story where you like have to babysit them while they're pooping, and then it's like, I need help pooping, and it's like, no, you don't. I need help wiping. It's not that bad. Jesus Christ. Okay, fine, I'll help you. Because when I remember when I was like, I was the exact same way. I was like, you don't need my help wiping. Like, here, let me. You literally just scoop your butt, little dude. And then
yeah.
and then like, of course, I don't want to be a dick and like feel bad. So I was like, okay, let me check. You didn't do shit. Fine, here, let me fucking help.
You didn't do anything.
You didn't even fucking scratch the surface, little dude. Whatever. But geez, man, it's that. Did have you told Sydney about this? Did you tell her?
Dude, I told her like the 3 minutes I got out of that bathroom. Like I was like, go play, and then I was like. We were like on a play date, and I was like telling the other mom we were there were like on a play date with, and they were both just dying laughing, thinking it was like the funniest thing ever, and I'm just gagging like, oh my god, it was so gross, and it just like it like blew my mind. I was like. I was like, I'm gonna look at this poop and it's gonna be like the littlest thing ever. And it was, I'm not joking you. I'm not joking. The biggest, weirdest poop I had ever seen. Not to be dramatic, it was so gross.
Bro's ass exploded.
It was so gross. Like I think I rather had like a big diarrhea like mountain or something.
Also, like, how did that come out of little dude? Like,
that's like what I meant. Like it was like it was just like I had so many questions. There's and just no answers.
There's more poop in this than there is body of that child.
Like, what are you eating? How did like those grunts and going Super Saiyan God? I get it. Like after like he like I get it. Like deserved a reaction from the dude. Like because he was literally like, and I was like, Jesus, dude, like this is dramatic. Yeah, I was like, can you like stop being so dramatic and just poop? And that drama was every bit as necessary. And with that, welcome to the GG Over Easy podcast. Episode
Jeez,
like 280 something. Mr.Fruit is currently sick. He has ligma. We also missed last week because Mr.Fruit was going through something. If you want to look into it, I believe he put out a community post on his YouTube page.
Yeah.
But
Mr.
we
Fruit's
are
been
back.
having a really, really hard time. So the boys are here.
Yeah, we
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 got
love you,
him.
dog.
And, you know, it always blows my mind how much I'm so envious of Fruit because, man, he has so much money and I wish I had that much money. But then, like, this dude is constantly going through some rant shit. This dude's 20s. I hope this dude's 30s are like his 20s. Like, everyone's like, oh man, like, life's all about your 20s. Bro's
Hmm.
20s are like all about like pain.
Yeah.
I hope his 30s are way easier because my god, I'm watching this dude struggle. So keep Fruit in. It's get a little keep some vibes up for Fruit because that dude's in the trenches right now.
Well, thankfully, there is a game out right now that we've been playing
Yeah.
that I may make a claim, and
Oh,
it's a little early. I mean, we're halfway through the year, if we're talking this kind of thing. But Dune Awakening has taken over not just my life, but I mean, it would have taken over Mr. Fruit's life if he didn't have something come up and he had Ligma.
yeah.
So
Dugundies.
I'm surprised you aren't playing Blue, but Dune Awakening has been one of the most fun survival gaming experiences that I've had in I can't remember the last time where I felt like I was playing on a server where it felt alive and people were doing things and like there's PvP. I'll explain really quick. So Dune Awakening is this new survival game that came from Fancom or Funcom, something like that. They did like Conan the Barbarian or something like that. The game or something. Conan Exiles. They made that game, which I think a lot of people really liked. Um, but they made a Dune game, and when I first saw this at the Video Game Awards, or whenever it was, I thought this game is going to be terrible. This game is going to be so bad. Like, why are they going to ruin the Dune? Like, of course, Dune is going to be this sick movie thing, but when it comes to the game, it's going to be terrible. Man, I've had so much fun with the linear progression of this game and just the survival aspect of the game and just like playing with other people in the community and meeting people like in the same server and meeting the assholes and finding the cool guys. So to kind of explain the game, it's a survival game where you work through like, you know, um, the scraps of armor, and then you get to like copper, and then silver, and then gold, and then titanium, then platinum, and so like you find those like through like the desert of Arrakis, essentially, and you go around there collecting these resources, building these bases, and working yourself all the way to get to the end game zone, which is a full PvP zone called the Deep Desert. And it took me about, I would say, like 60 hours, 65 hours to get around to the Deep Desert area. And man, when I tell you, like, okay, so when you first get to the deep desert, I have to kind of explain like what the deep desert is. The deep desert is the last PvP zone where it's basically broke into like sections of a map. So there's like quadrant A, quadrant B, C, D, all the way to I believe. And it goes from 1 through 8. So you can think of A1, A2, A3, A4, and then the next line B1, B2, B3, and it goes all the way to I. And this is where you find, and so like slot A is a PvE area. So that's where you can like bring all your stuff, bring your base, set like a kind of a meet zone, like a meeting zone for your guild to kind of bring all your utilities and then all the stuff before you go out into the deep desert. Because anything from B to I is a PvP zone. It's all PvP. And in the deep desert, you'll find really big spice farms. You'll find titanium farms. You'll find forget what it's called, but like these fibers that you got to find that you only find in that area. So while you're out there and trying to get these things, people can like roll up on you in their ornithopters and shoot rockets at you and basically like kill you. And what you find is you'll find bases on these titanium reserves, and people try and go and get the titanium reserves. And when you're getting the titanium, someone comes out of that base with their assault ornithopter and starts shooting rockets at you. And then it turns into like this extraction shooter kind of thing where it's like, man, I got like 500
Ooh,
titanium on me.
Dark
Hopefully
Zone.
I don't. Yeah, it's like, yeah, kind of like the Dark Zone essentially with what was that called?
Division.
Division. So it's exactly like that, where when you finally get to the end game zone, that's where like the PvP kind of starts taking over. The slight issue with it though, I will say, is when you first get to the deep desert, everybody else is already ahead of you. So like the map resets every Tuesday. Every Tuesday in the deep desert, every base is destroyed and the map is completely different. So it's like different from the last week. So every week the deep desert is different and everything is wiped. So Tuesday, everybody gets there, goes into the deep desert, tries to lay down everything and like tries to get their footing in for the week. So when we came in on Thursday, we were 2 days late to the reset and everybody had already been like had their feet kind of like planted and had resources already and stuff. So it was kind of hard to really slowly get our feet planted into it. And that's what like Christian and I kind of felt is like for like the first 12 hours of the deep desert, I really had to go into like rat mode. I would like fly really low, take an ornithopter out there that like I wasn't willing to lose or like was willing to like have destroyed if somebody found it. And I'd basically like be a little rat and like just land real low and try and get as many essentials as I could. And then I ended up making a base in the middle of the map that like I would take stuff to as like a middle point, and then people from the guild would go there and like take it back as like a big like haul. So like that kind of like when you finally get to that point where you feel like you finally have your footing in the deep desert and like you can go and spice farm and fight with your rocket ornithopters, man, it is some of like the most like scary, fun, exhilarating things I've done in gaming in like a while. Like if this is how I can feel with an extraction shooter, like because like whenever I'm out in the deep desert, I literally feel like, oh my god, like I've literally been like farming for like 30 minutes. I've like flown 20,000 meters over to this point. And I got to fly 20,000 back. If I literally run into anybody, like I'm terrified. So like anytime I see like an ornithopter out there, I'm always like flying low.
On site.
It's one of the like most like fun, exhilarating kind of feelings you can have, and it is super sick. And to be like in like I feel like they really do a good job with the IP of Dune. Like you really feel like you are in like Arrakis and stuff like that. It is some of the most fun I have had in a survival game ever by far. And I think they tried to take away like the MMO aspect of it. Like I think the game or the game devs aren't really trying to say it's an MMO. Um, but the deep desert has that kind of feeling, you know. You're seeing in like the deep desert chat, like one person's like, "Hey man, like fuck you for like stealing my ornithopter," and then there's like an RPer in there that's like, he'll put like the username and is like in violation of the Harkonnen code, blah blah blah, had to be destroyed, and then the person's like, "Yeah, fuck you, man, like that's like fucked up," and like meanwhile I'm just like a little rat, like while this is all going on, like stealing stuff and like trying to get our resources for our base. But now we're at the point where we feel like we have our feet planted into the ground. So now we're gonna go like we go like spice farming, and it's so fun, man. Like I'll go spice farming, and our nav will be like flying above me, and I'm like getting the spice, and there's like four other ornithopters out there doing the same, and it's like we're all waiting for like who's gonna make like the move, or so who's gonna shoot first type of thing, or if we're gonna keep it cordial. And then like we'll get word like, hey, the bad guys are on their way, and basically what that is like every like hour or two there's a big like spice explosion because at the last like item that you need in the game is spice. Like you need spice for like everything, and you need 100 spice to make one spice. It's called like spice melange or something like that. So you need 100 normal spice to make one spice melange, and then you need like 500 spice melange to make like the last like spice large spice refinery, which is like pretty much like holy shit, like we've made it to the end of the base type of thing. So basically that's 50,000 spice that you need to harvest. And I would say on average, when you go on like when we go on our spice harvesting things, we get about like 1,500 spice, which accumulates to 15 spice melange. So like, and then that's just like for the refinery, not like for the spice refinery. Then there's like ore refineries that take like 300 spice. So it's like, you're always constantly wanting to grind for this spice, but everybody else is trying to grind for this spice. So the spice fields are always super crazy. And then like the Harkonnen guild, after like the spice field is done, always rolls up and starts trying to kill everybody to steal everybody's spice. It is like, it's cool. Like it's like one of the most fun like end game PvP areas I've been in. There's like there's like a science place, like Mr.Fruit and Stutter one day were like fighting these, like going through like waves for about an hour and a half, and then they finally got to like the loot. Come to find out, it had been looted already, so like they were waiting for like the respawn to finish up. Little did they know, they had 4 ornithopters waiting outside, like waiting for them to finish just to steal everything that they had done. Um, and it's just been like some of the most fun I've had in like a survival game like ever, and maybe just fun in gaming general. Like to this morning, I was going out and farming some titanium, and this ornithopter just like flutters out of nowhere. And like my first thought was like, oh my god, I'm dead. Like this guy's gonna start blasting me with rockets. But like whatever, I don't have much on me. Like I'm just ratting. And then he goes, "Hey man, like I'm just getting some titanium. Like, are we chill?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, dude. Like that's cool with me." And then he goes, "Oh shit, like Rhabby V, like someone in our guild really loves like you guys in like the dream team. So
Oh
like,
man.
yeah." So he's like, "You guys are like cool with us," and I'm like, "Oh fuck yeah, dude. Like here, I'll add you." And like, if there's ever like a spice explosion and like your guild wants to roll with our guild, like we'll roll up together. And we'll like make sure we're chill. So like now we got like a guild like alliance going on with these guys. And it just like really brings back to like the really cool part of gaming and like this kind of like world where it feels like it's like Rust, just way less racist and awful.
Yeah.
Just yeah, just like a way less racist, awful place. But it's cool because like so like those bases that are in A, those are in like a PvE area. But any base you make out in like the deep desert is vulnerable to attack. So basically, there's these things called sandstorms, where a sandstorm will blow in, and 5 minutes after the sandstorm blows in that sector, any base there has their shields off for 5 minutes. So you can go there and like just fuck up a base and take all the power out of their stuff, let the base decay, and then you can take all the stuff I think that's like in there. So that's kind of like the base. That's like the kind of the Rust aspect of the game, that there is like this cool like PvP that is there at the end of the game. And then you find the people that just want to farm, and then you find the people that just want to PvP. Like there's that dynamic where it's like, hey man, like we're in this together. Like we're in the deep desert. Like you're trying to get your stuff, we're trying to get yours. And then there's those people that are like, hey man, it's PvP, and I see an ornithopter, I'm shooting rockets, which
Yeah.
I respect. You know what I mean? And that's what makes like the deep desert fun and stuff. Like, and our like server is like super active and it's really fun. So like I'm not joking you, this past week of like Dune Awakening has been some of the most fun in gaming I've had in a while. And like I've been pretty much playing like solo, other than when like Mr.Fruit was on. But it doesn't really feel like I'm playing solo because like there's like a Fruit Nation guild, of course, a House Fruit guild. And man, it's just some of the most like fun gaming I think I've had in a while. Like there's times where it's like, man, I got like 30 minutes. I bet I could make like a quick titanium run. And like I haven't thought about like gaming like that in a while, where it's like, oh, I guess I could like log on real quick, do like a 30-minute run and then get off real quick. Um I think like right now it is I'd have to look at games that came out this year, but like right now I would probably chalk this up as like my game of the year. And like
Damn.
and I I thought this game was going to be dead in the water as soon as it came out. And like I implore you, if you like the Dune IP, you like survival, base building, Rust, MMO, community, slowly working your way up to stuff, game. And like you also can like take this game at your own pace. You know what I mean? Like you don't need to get to the deep desert in a week. Like I think if you're playing casually, it would probably take you like 2 or 3 weeks to get to the deep desert. And like the deep desert is not very like solo player friendly. So it's important to like put yourself out there, like find a guild, find people to play with and stuff like that. And that's why I think gaming is like really missing these days, is like making those sort of connections and like talking like that, and like having that sort of like power dilemma in the servers where it's like, hey, this is ours, no, this is ours, like we're trying to be cool, like we're trying to fuck you up. Like it's awesome. It really feels like some of like the most fun gaming I've had since like Destiny, honestly, like when
Damn.
Destiny was really hitting.
Holy. That's a
Yeah,
big
and like
claim.
and I'm just like really enjoying like the fun grind of like, fuck, we're out of plastinium. All right, let me go get some more plastinium. Oh fuck, we're out of water. Let me go get water. Like there's always this feeling of something to do. And then there's also this feeling of like camaraderie, like where
Camaraderie,
it's
yeah.
like yeah, like we're in this like together. Like the Fruit Nation Guild, like these guys were still in like the aluminum stage. And it's like, hey guys, like I'll give you my MK5 buggy, which will like instead of you guys farming 100 aluminum, this thing allows you to farm like 500 aluminum like per like node. So this will like really speed up like your process. And they're like, oh my god, like thank you, like and like that's the kind of stuff that like really is like cool. Like with this game is like you can help your guild and like it's just a ton of fun. And like if you again like the Dune IP, like the survival kind of game, I implore you to try this game out and just play it. It's a ton of fun. We have a House Fruit Discord, so if you are playing this and you are looking for a guild, I'll put the link in the description to our Discord for the guild and like what server we're on and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, right now, I mean, if I had to look at games that came out this year, games of 2025 games of the year. I mean, like I liked it more than I liked the Doom Dark Ages. I liked it more than I liked Monster Hunter Wilds. I haven't played Expedition 33. I liked it more. I hate to say this because you really like it. I enjoyed it way more than I enjoyed Elden Ring, Night and Rain. Um, o- Obviously with like Ghost of Yotei, um, I enjoyed it more than Split Fiction. Um,
So this is just dead ass your game of the year.
I mean, at this moment, yeah, man, it's a lot of fun. It's bringing me back to like those glory days of like community building and like having fun with like the community and like working towards like a common goal and just having fun with like meeting people in game and having these sort of interactions that you don't get to normally have in other kind of games. It's really fun. Like it's hitting right now and I'm having a blast. Like so today, for instance, like today is Sunday. Tuesday is when the deep desert map wipes out. So basically, if you have all your stuff in that deep desert base, it gets wiped out. So you have to make sure you get all of that stuff out of the deep desert and put it back into like your normal base. So tomorrow the guild is getting on. We're basically like um taking all of our assault ornithopters that have like inventory space and just moving the base to our guild base. And then when Tuesday comes along, I'll take everything from the guild base to the new deep desert map and basically like try and set up for like the next week and stuff. It is it's a lot of fun. It's like only our first 4 days in the deep desert, so I'll come back with an update next week about like what it's actually like when like feel like we have like a grasp on the desert. But so far, really enjoying it. It is my game of the year, and I hope to see you try it, Blue.
I think I
I know
will.
your plans.
I think I will eventually. It's just the timing is so bad because there's just so many games to play right now.
Yeah,
There's
I mean your
so
Switch
many
2 did just
games,
come out.
and yeah, I my partner managed to get a Switch 2. I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna leech off that. And so there's just so much to play right now. It's insane. But I will eventually get to it because I do love Rust, and I didn't know what to expect from this game, especially with the MMO tag. But it seems like the MMO tag kind of does it a little bit of a disservice into the fact that it is very much like a Rust type of game spiritually, but like a AAA version of it in its own way. So I was like, as I started watching you guys play it, I kind of started realizing, okay, so this is that type of game. This is not just like this isn't
Yeah,
MMO in like the traditional MMO shooter sense. This is really like more of a social MMO, more of a
kind of.
MMO in a
Yeah,
sense, MMO in the pure sense of like, yeah, there's a lot of people on the map at a time, but that's about it.
yeah,
Like it's
pretty much. There's not like I mean there are like hubs and stuff like that, but you don't like really go to them a ton unless you're doing like quests and stuff. And you can obviously like go to like House Atreides or House Harkonnen and claim allegiance to them, and then you get like different kind of what your ornithopter looks like and all that kind of stuff. So in the deep desert, there's like these Atreides like chokeholds or like Harkonnen chokeholds that you can try and go to and stuff. So like yeah, like that kind of like thing with Rust you're kind of explaining. You don't really get to feel that until you hit Deep Desert, which I would probably say is around like 50 hours of gameplay at least, depending on like like how hard you're trying to get there or how fast. Um, but yeah, I think you'd really enjoy it.
yeah. I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna give it a shot
And like
because you guys seem like you'd be having like the most fun with it. So I want to try it for sure.
the cool thing about it too is like when you join, you'll like obviously be level 1, but levels don't really matter. Like just because you're level 1 doesn't mean you can't use an ornithopter. Like I could give you like you could be level 1 and I could just give you an ornithopter and you can go around like completing all the
You
level
can come
1
across some
quests.
crazy shit, and it's not like you're level gated by it. It's like you
Pretty
find it,
much.
it's yours,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah, so like the only thing that your level does is like you can't make it yourself basically. Like you don't get to research the thing and then make the thing yourself. Basically you would have to be like, "Hey, can someone make me an ornithopter wings or something?" So it's really like new player friendly in the sense that like if your friends are way ahead of you and you feel like you'll be way behind, you won't be that much far behind really in the sense that they can probably give you a ton of things to speed up that grind to get to where they are, honestly.
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna try it
Um
out. I'm gonna try it out.
hell yeah, dude. I would love to show you around. And if you like don't feel like you have this big grind ahead of you. I will be there to Sherpa.
Oh, you know what else
Um
we're here for
let me
besides
hear it.
this? I think we're here for some Q&A finally.
Hold on.
Oh, you have one more thing?
I have a thing here that I'm really interested to hear what your opinion is.
Okay, hit me with it.
Cuz I saw some Final Fantasy 14 news
Ah!
and I just want to know, first of all, I didn't understand your goat is washed up. Like what happened? Why is Final Fantasy
Ah!
washed up? Like what did they announce that like you like made you go like, "Dang, my goat is washed."
Okay, so here's the thing. This patch cycle has been abysmal. So the thing about Final Fantasy 14 and its content is that it is a game that this is a pro and con, and that you always know what is going to happen. You always know what is coming. You always know when it's coming. And for some people, this is a pro. For me, it's kind of always been a con. Now, a little bit of backstory on why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. Dawn Trail, the main MSQ launch, was a very mixed bag for me. The first half, I spent like 6 levels, which there's only 10 new levels every expansion, right? Going from 90 to 100. And obviously, it's going to take a long
Mhm.
time to get from 90 to 100. Like, it's not like it just happens in a couple days. You know, if you're, unless you're someone who like doesn't have a job. But generally, that doesn't just happen. Like, you know, to get through the MSQ takes quite a while because every new expansion has a lot of story content, a lot of new things to do. And it's like this is my favorite time in gaming is when a new Final Fantasy 14 expansion drops. I drop everything. I just play all the new content that comes out. And there's so much content when new expansions drop that like I'm stuck for, you know, probably like at least like a month and a half, 2 months playing the game, just doing my own thing. MSQ is a little mixed bag, but I had such a good time in the latter half of the MSQ that it was fine. Like it was just so fun.
Mhm.
They made the dungeons harder and like more engaging. The trials that came out were super, super, super fucking fun. The graphic update was super nice, and I was excited. I was like, okay, you know, rough start, rocky start, but I have a really good feeling about this expansion.
Yeah.
Well, the expansion has been out a year now, and Jesus Christ, man, I am just so disappointed in how much a lot of the problems I had in Endwalker have not changed in this game. My main issue with this game is it started right around it started in Endwalker because it wasn't a problem in Shadowbringers. There is
Mhm.
nothing, there's no content for me to just do with the buds. There is no content for me to just grind out like on my own. There's no content that there's very little MMO content. You know, there's stuff like
Yeah.
hunt trains, which are fun, but
Like it sounds like I'm getting more MMO out of a game that's claiming trying to not be an MMO than you're getting
exactly.
in a game that is clearly an MMO.
My problem with 14 right now, and it continues to be a problem, is that there's no just like there's nothing for me to just do that is a little bit brain dead. That everything is very organized static content. And what a static is essentially a group of 8 players that do difficult content because you need organization to do content. Everything that releases in this game right now is organized content. You have to have a specific group of people join up to do something, and they have to be a certain skill level, because if they're not a certain skill level, then for me, I'm not exactly like the greatest player of all time, but I do research, I study, and like I will be able to do a fight the week it comes out, whether or not, like, regardless of my skill, because I'll research and I'll study and I'll understand what's going on. And so I expect the same thing of other people. The problem is, just because you research and do something doesn't mean that you are able to execute that. So I consider myself a pretty consistent player, and I have to look up groups that are in my consistent skill bracket, because otherwise I'll be here for like months having memorized the fight and being frustrated at other people because they still can't get a grasp of it.
Yeah.
So I have to look up organized content. I have to look up other organized players to be able to do 99% of content in 14. And this sucks because everything in 14 is raid. Everything in 14, all content that comes out is raid, which for some people, awesome. Like, I'm super happy that people are enjoying that. But even those people aren't happy, because what do you do when there's no raid? There's nothing to do outside of raid. And then the people who raid, when there's nothing to do, they have nothing to do. And so there's literally only content for hardcore players, and there's nothing, and there's some casual shit, right? Like, there's crafting and gathering, which obviously people enjoy a lot. But when it comes to battle content, if the only battle content you have is hardcore and there's super minimal amounts of things to do, that is just, you can load up, just do some fun shit with other people in the area and like with your homies, and it's very like not time commitment. Like, you could just load in, you don't have to do anything crazy, you could just start working towards something. There's nothing in the game since Shadowbringers like that. And so I was excited because we're finally getting large scale like field operation again, which we missed in Endwalker. A large scale field operation is the truest sense an MMO area, and Final 14 doesn't really have a whole lot of MMO areas when it comes to battle content.
Yeah.
So it's like this open area. It's like this new, basically like a big new massive map. You work with other people to like spawn monsters and fates, and there's usually a raid in the in the center map that spawns when like enough when enough things are like met, when criteria is met. And it's really just like a couple hundred other people in this instance, this massive map, doing their own thing, vibing. Some people are working on leveling, some people are gold farming, some people are just trying to like get like farm like new abilities and actions that are specific to this map. And it's really fun. There's really fun encounters, and it's just awesome to just be able to vibe and play with the homies. So I was super excited for this. This one is probably the most disappointing. It's probably the lightest on content. And the final raid in the area, which is usually in Shadowbringers, it was Baja. The final raid, which was in Shadowbringers, was Castrum in Baja, was like something you could just do with randoms, something you just do with fun. Like, so it would spawn and you'd be like, oh, yo, Castrum's up, and everyone would go do it together and you could just have fun. Not the case in Occult Crescent, which is the Endwalker variant of that. Occult Crescent, once again, is a hardcore savage raid that has insane spawn requirements, the hardest of like any field op that has ever been released. And again, so now I'm at the point where, once again, I can't just do the fun, chill content. I can't do the aspirational content of the zone with my friends, because we have to organize a 48-man group that has to be organized, that has to be like progged with a really specific Discord. And like, it's just not going to happen. So I immediately began to lose interest. I can't just vibe this with my friends no matter what. I can't do all the content in the area just with my buds without having super organized content. So my main issue as a player who wants hardcore content is that if that's all there is, then there's nothing to do with my friends. And if there's nothing to do with my friends, then this MMO sucks balls. It's like with you, it's like if you went to the deep desert, and no, you can't go into the deep desert. You have to matchmake with 10 other people in the deep desert, because this raid in the deep desert,
that would be stupid.
It instantly puts a barrier to entry that you can't just do by yourself. You can't just do with like another person. You can't just do with like even like 2 other people. You can't just be like, oh, we got 4 people, we're going into the desert. No, you have to go in with this many people to do this really specific thing. And if you don't, then you can't do it. And it's just, you're fucked. So I hate that there's no casual or no mid-core content in Final Fantasy, and it continues to struggle with the fact that a game that used to be one where I could just play with my friends and have fun has quickly become a game that I essentially have to matchmake into every single thing to do, and that sucks in an MMO that is very social.
Yeah, for
So
sure. And
the trigger point
go
for
ahead.
this on why I was like, damn, my goat is washed. A Cold Crescent has not exactly been received well. The content in this expansion has not exactly been received well. Yeah, the new raid tiers are always really fun, and I love raiding, but now they announced all the new content for 7.3. And yeah, there's stuff to do. Like there's a new alliance raid, there's a new trial, there's some new MSQ content, a new dungeon, but there's no mention of more like it's just the same shit that we always got. And the saving grace was at least okay, there's a new ultimate coming out. Ultimate is like the pinnacle hardcore content. Ultimate is like
Yeah.
super dick punchingly hard, like the hardest video game content I've ever personally done. And like at least we got that. Like okay, fine, like I didn't get anything to do with my friends for like the fucking going on like 3 years now. I haven't gotten any like fun shit to just grind brainlessly. I haven't gotten like any, but you know what? It's okay. It's all okay as long as I get to like, as long as I get like a good ultimate and I could just like really like dive deep and grind and learn this like long 20-minute fight in and like I just have something to aspire to do. No ultimate in 7.3.
This episode of the GG Over Easy podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp. In life, you guys can't carry everything on your own. You're going to need somebody to get you through it. You're going to need to talk to somebody. Holding stuff to yourself is never going to get you through something. It's okay to struggle. Real strength comes from opening up and talking about what you're carrying and doing something about it so you can be the best version of yourself and start enjoying life. If you're feeling the weight of the world on you, talk to somebody, a friend, a loved one, or a therapist. BetterHelp taught me how to set boundaries and empower myself and look at, just how I feel about myself and how I look at myself and mostly how I talk to myself. I'm very bad about how I talk to myself. And during BetterHelp, they told me that I'm just way too hard on myself and that I really just need to talk better to myself. With over 35,000 therapists, BetterHelp is one of the largest online therapy platforms, having served over 5 million people globally. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/GG. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/GG. Summer is here, which means more sun, more light, more to do, all things to make summer so special. And the number one thing you don't want to be doing all summer is spending hours cooking inside. That's where Factor comes in. Factor's chef-crafted, dietitian approved meals are ready in just 2 minutes, taking the hassle out of eating well. Factor meals arrive fresh and ready to eat, perfect for any active lifestyle over summer and beyond. Factor powers your day, sun up to sundown, with nutritious breakfasts, on-the-go lunches, premium dinners, and gluten-free snacks and desserts. Factor has your whole day covered. Factor had me eating zucchini noodles, all right? Normally, I'm not a big veggie guy, but these zucchini noodles that they sent were so good. Like, it was delicious. So what are you waiting for? If they can get me eating vegetables, what could you possibly need? Get started at factormeals.com/GG50 off and use code GG50 off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code GG50 off at factormeals.com/GG50 off for 50% off plus free shipping. Factormeals.com/GG50 off.
Which means there's probably not going to be an Ultimate 7.4 because that's when the Savage tier comes out. Which means we're probably not going to get an Ultimate until 7.5 if it even comes out. And how long away is 7.5, you ask? Well, Rob, probably like a year and a half away.
Damn. So they're in like a Destiny lull right now. Like they're in like a...
They're in a Destiny lull when they're constantly putting out more content than Destiny.
Yeah.
They're putting out slop.
Wow.
All right. They're putting out slop right now. And I am struggling because my favorite game is not for anyone right now. There's like this invisible line that the devs are making content for.
So you would not recommend Final Fantasy 14 to people?
No.
Like you would...
Not right now.
Wow.
I would not recommend Dawn Trail to
You
people.
would always be like, may I recommend you, like Dawn, blah 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 blah, Final
I
Fantasy,
would
blah, blah,
recommend you
blah, blah.
if you want to start 14. Fuck yeah, I would highly recommend it because there's so much to do. Would
Yeah,
I recommend come back for Dawn Trail? No, there's nothing to do in Dawn Trail. So there's this invisible line where none of the content is designed for anyone.
yeah,
Where it's either you're doing silly little crafting gathering, ooh look, you're cosplaying out in the open with your friends, haha, jerk off to your OCs and
yeah,
think and envisage them with the NPCs of the story, or here's a several month raid that you're going to have to organize with 10 people and you're going to have to go into a long drawn out extremely mentally exhausting and taxing, but man, the reward is so worth it. Awesome, love having both sides of this content. What about all the people in the middle? What about the me that comes home from work and just wants something to do without like expending too much brain thought? What about the me that has friends who are not as experienced or skilled as me and just
yeah.
want silly goofy content to do? What about what about everyone else that just wants content that is fun to do without having too much of a commitment? There's none of that. And I I'm not even getting the hardcore content that makes happy brain go burr in 7.3. So what's in 7.3? Probably like fucking a couple days of content and then you're out. And
Yeah.
7.3 is a major content patch. Like this is supposed to be content that keeps you engaged. Like this is the content that only comes out every couple of months, and now it feels like, well, I'm a year out from any meaningful stuff that will give me brain serotonin from this game. What the fuck do I do? And this is the first time since I've started playing 14 that I've considered just like canceling my sub until something new happens. But
So I asked you about this because PC Gamer put out, and you kind of explained a little bit of, but PC Gamer put out an article that said, despite bankrolling Square Enix, cost is somehow the reason Final Fantasy 14's newest raid, which has only been cleared 400 times in 23 days,
yep,
wasn't given an easier version.
yep. In the content, that was supposed to be made for what I was saying, the average Joes who come home and just want like to fuck around in something for 2 hours.
Yeah.
The friends who like a group who are like, I don't want to have to commit, like I don't want to
I
have
got
to
a 9
commit
to 5. Like, I don't want to, like,
I don't want to have to
you know,
commit I don't want to have to commit these 3 hours Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to progging this fight in a zone that is meant for the average Joes. And I love the average Joe content. I love the casual mid-core content like EX trials, like criterions, dungeons, like fucking a million fucking things that the game can do. And it just turns into nope. Yeah. So yeah. All right, everyone. So we're gonna meet from 7 to 9 p.m. on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, and yeah, we're gonna get 48 other people, and we're gonna go in, and we're gonna spend like 8 hours trying to get into the instance, and it's like this is supposed to be the content that I could just do with my friends, and I was so
yeah,
excited to have that, and I did not get that, and so they're saying, oh,
it's
it's
almost like
cost.
Destiny. It's only like Destiny only releasing like a raid, but it's only in contest mode. Like, there's no other thing than contest. Is that basically what it is?
Imagine, yeah. Essentially, yes.
Yeah,
Imagine, and not even that. Imagine all Destiny released was raids. Imagine
that'd
the
be
only thing Destiny ever released content wise that you could do was raids. And like, yeah, it sounds sick. Like, oh,
it'd be like it'd be yeah, it'd be
at
like
first it would
okay,
sound
but
sick.
then
Like, oh, we get new
yeah,
stuff to do every cool. But imagine they don't do like a new zone. Imagine they don't do like new seasonal content. Imagine they don't do new seasonal arena. Imagine
yeah,
they
that would
don't
be weird.
do like new social zones. Imagine it's literally just raid. And at first that sounds
That's
cool, like, oh my god, a new raid like every 3-4 months, sick. At the cost of, oh man, what else is there to do? Like, I can't just go and load into the seasonal zone with my friends. I can't like grind out a cool
yeah,
new weapon. I can't like just like turn my brain off and like grind something that I want.
yeah.
There's nothing to aspire to loot wise. It's literally just raid.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like, it's nice, like when you are like an active MMO player and you are doing a raid where it's like, okay, I know how to do this raid and I don't need to be super locked in to do it type of thing. It's one thing to be like, oh, I could do this on my like when I have like a YouTube video on the other monitor. It's another thing like, oh, I gotta be locked in, like no like
Yes, exactly.
cut comms,
I've
like
always
yeah,
got
that
to be
would suck.
locked in. And I love that when a new Ultimate comes out. I love that when the
Yeah.
new Savage Raid comes out. I love this game.
You don't love that
I
on a casual Tuesday in June, like type of
I don't
thing.
love it in a
Like,
casual Tuesday. I don't love it when I come home from work and I realize, shit. Like, okay, my raid day Wednesdays, but re-clearing the tier. We cleared the tier like fucking 8,000 years ago, like fucking second or third week. I don't even fucking remember. We got through it so quick. I was like, this is, yeah, I fucking love Final Fantasy 14. God, fucking rating is so fucking cool. Now I just re-clear every Wednesday. We get it done in like 2 hours. We get all 4 fights done in 2 hours and we're out. And that's
yeah,
awesome. I love that. I want to play something. I want to play the fun, goofy, easy content to do with my friends the rest of the day. Oh wait, my friends haven't logged in since Dawn Trail launched because there's nothing for them to do. Oh wait,
yeah,
my boyfriend who loves this game and some of the most fun I had was doing shit with him when Dawn Trail launched because that's when all the casual mid-core content was there. He hasn't logged in since Dawn Trail launched because there's nothing for him to do because he doesn't want to commit all that time to doing raids because not everyone loves raiding in the same way that I love raiding.
for
So
sure.
I feel like despite me loving this game so much, I have never felt more alone in this game because I can't play with my, my friends. Yeah, my static are my friends and I consider them really good people, but like they're not the people I want to spend my like when I get off work playing with, you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
they're not the people I want to
Totally.
go play CS:GO with, CS2 with. They're not that like I love them, but it's just different and it just feels like this game has really lost the sight of like what people love about it. And
Yeah,
I see two groups fighting constantly. Like the hardcore players like no ultimate, but the hardcore players are also saying there's nothing to do once raid is done. But then you have the
yeah,
casual players like fuck you guys. Like we haven't gotten anything this fucking content cycle, and it's because all there is raiding. And they're like arguing at each other, and I'm like, it's almost like this game is built for fucking nobody, and it's just Square Enix's fault. It is nobody's
yeah.
fault but theirs. And the cost thing is like total fucking bullshit. Why can't we get an easy version of a raid for an easy content zone? Why do we even need a savage version when in Bosja the Castrum version didn't ever even have a hard mode version of it? There was never a hard mode version of the Bosja raid,
Mm-hmm.
which is, and yeah, the Dalriada was a completely separate raid that was like in 7.3 essentially. Like it didn't come
Yeah,
out with the base content that everyone was looking forward to. So I'm very frustrated. My goat is washed, and I'll stick by that. And I hope my goat gets unwashed. And this
yeah.
comes at the perfect timeline too, because right now there is an FF14 mobile made by I think it's NetEase or Tencent. I don't even fucking remember who. It
Mm-hmm.
looks incredible. Like genuinely, it looks like Final Fantasy 14 too.
What?
And I'm watching it and I'm like, my goat is so fucking washed. Why is the PC version fucking look dog shit compared to the mobile handheld version?
Seriously,
And I can't
it
wait
is
to
crazy when you hear like numbers that do play on phone though. It's
it's
crazy.
crazy. And
Like,
I'm so excited to eventually get 14 mobile to English because I was like,
yeah,
dude, I can't wait to put time into that. Yeah, I've already played this game, but looking at 14 mobile and like the love and care that they've clearly put into it, and yeah, the monetization is probably going to suck because it's a mobile game, but like it is what it is. It's just the perfect. I'm in my Final Fantasy 14 hater arc. It is my favorite game, and it will probably continue being my favorite game. But if I get another expansion in like 2 years, when I quickly realize, holy shit, what a great expansion. Well, see you guys in another 2.5 years.
yeah,
Then it just kind of sucks. It's just a bad feeling that when my MMO has so little actual MMO content,
yeah.
and I'm struggling with it right now. So I hope 14 turns it around. I hope Yoshi P figures out like, hey, I'm glad you
You're
love
gonna come
hard.
back.
I'm glad you love hard, difficult raid content. If that's the only thing coming out, the game's going to continue to hemorrhage numbers.
Yeah,
And I just hope it turns around. That's all I got. I love 14. I hope it does amazing. I love my character. Half my fucking persona is Jumbo. Like and Jumbo is really just a fucking dickhead version of Goku.
Hell yeah.
And I love that guy. And but like I'm in other games right now having fun with my friends, and I feel like when you lose sight of these social games, these multiplayer games, when you lose sight of I just want to sit, I just want to fuck around, have fun with my friends. When you lose sight of that, that should be the baseline of every game. Of can this game be, can you have fun with your friends and fuck around and do silly content without
Yeah.
like feeling too stressed? If you cannot make content for a game, then there's no fucking point in, if you can't make content that is exactly designed like that, then you're not making a good game. Everything else,
Well,
all the bonuses, awesome. But if you can't make silly content with the buds, why are you making a game?
we'll move on to Q&A here. We got a question from Johnny Appleseed. He's also joining us live.
Let's go.
In the Discord for our Patreon listeners. Assuming you had to do this right now with whatever training you currently have, which task do you think you could be better at? Performing a K-turn in a loaded semi on an empty road, but you can see a lot of cars coming.
What the fuck?
Or using a forklift to grab a pallet of expensive electronics from the top row of the shelf things at Costco during business hours.
I feel like
First of all, I think I know what a K-turn is. I
feel like one is significantly less threat of loss of life than the other, so I'm probably going to do the pallet.
Oh. Okay, so a K-turn is just like a U-turn, essentially, like a 3-point turn, basically.
I don't think that one is that scary because, like, if you see a bunch of cars coming, like, well, what are they going to do to this fucking big 16-wheeler? Like, they're going to have to wait for me. So, yeah, that probably isn't that bad, but I'm also like, damn, like, I really don't want to be driving like a big fucking death machine, dude.
I think I could do a K-turn. I think I'm a pretty good driver, and I used to park cars at a golf club, so like I know those are like sports cars rather than a big old fucking semi. But at least I know how to work that over a piece of machinery, like because the little cable or the little forklifts. I mean, we'll have to ask Shark, but like it has like a little knob. Like they only have like knobs.
Forklift certified.
Yeah, like I don't know how to do that. So I think I would have probably a better chance at doing a K-turn.
I'd probably do the pallet just because I'd feel a lot less scared about doing a K-turn.
Caraxi says, how do y'all differentiate between discipline and motivation? I've been going back and forth with dieting and stuff, but I rely way too much on motivation and lack of discipline. Any tips on consistently and holding yourself accountable? Whew. That's a Mr.Fruit question. I unfortunately do not have.
I don't have much
especially
either.
Like the motivation. Like I really have a struggle. Like after I'm done working and like streaming and all that, to be like, okay, now I need to do a 45-minute Peloton. Like that's the last thing I want to do is like work out. I just want to veg out. I just want to like exist. You know what I mean? Like it's really hard for me. But lately, I saw pictures of me and my mom walking on Mother's Day, or not, no, just like a day, and boy, did I look fat. So I need to start like it's. I just need to start working out again because like there are moments where I like catch that wind of momentum, and then I take a day off and then I never go back. So I currently struggle with that really hard, Caraxi.
I think for me, the discipline part has always been really hard. Like the motivation, I'm never gonna force motivation, right? Like motivation is just if like something interests me, if I get fixated on it, it's gonna happen. Like I'm never going to force myself to be motivated because that's just forcing yourself to be unhappy. As far as discipline though, I just personally, I always say like it's going to be done. Like no matter what, it's going to get done. And if I stall it today, I'm going to add it to tomorrow. If I stall it tomorrow, well, I'm willingly saying, okay, well, I've just taken out a couple hours of my weekend because I'm going to do it. Like it is going to be done no matter what. It's hard because I also have a partner. Right now we're going to the gym, and that's what this is in reference to. I got really ahead of myself, as I always do. But so we're going to the gym, and for me, that's where my main form of discipline comes from. Like if there's something I'm going to do for myself that is important, it is going to be going to the gym. When I go to the gym, I passively eat better because don't have as much energy to go to the gym unless I'm eating better. Like if I'm eating like shit, then it's going to make it harder for me to go to the gym. So me going to the gym consistently makes it easier for me to eat better, and it just spirals. Like the gym I have found is like that break point where like if I can go to the gym, it will cause like an avalanche, like a snowball for the rest of my life to be a little bit better. And so there's some days I'm like really tired from work and I don't go to the gym, but instead of saying like, "Oh, I'll just skip this day," I'm saying I'm moving it to tomorrow, and I'm so like Monday's usually chest day, and let's say I skip Monday. I will say, "Okay, well, I'm going to move chest day. I'm going to move that to somewhere else in the week in addition to the workout that we do." And my partner will agree with me and we'll say, "Okay, like," and then same deal. Like if my partner is like, "Okay, like I don't want to go, like I'm really tired, I had a tough day at work," we'll say, "Okay, I'm still going to well, okay, Monday, chest day. We're skipping chest day." Well, what's Tuesday? Tuesday is arms. We're going to do chest and arms tomorrow then. And it'll, or if we have to move something, then there's a million different ways we can customize how we delay things. But it always comes down to it's still going to be done. Like this week, it's going to get done. This week, we're going to go to the gym most days of the week, no matter what. And
Yeah.
if we skip a day, we're going to move that day and add it to another day. So like, okay, well, Tuesday, we're usually pretty efficient. We're like in and out 45 minutes. Like we do it quick, we do it efficiently. We look up a bunch of exercises that are like efficient and like, like what other people who are fit or bodybuilding do. Because it is pretty nice to know that like if you see someone recommending something and like their body is the resume, I'm like, I want to look like that guy. Sweet, I'm gonna do this regimen.
Yeah.
So we do it, and we always do it. If we skip Monday, we add it to Tuesday. We skip Tuesday, we add it to Wednesday. Well, it's gonna be an hour and a half in the gym, but we decided to skip it. So no matter what, it's not a matter of, even if a day we skip it, it's always going to get done, is the way we see it. So
Okay.
that's the best way to do discipline that I found for myself, but everyone has like a different discipline. And I think for the biggest thing for me that I've learned is, for me for a long time, I thought if I skip it, well, that's just it. It's just not happening this week. And so that's why like just moving it around has made it a lot easier for me to like compartmentalize what I'm going to do versus like just giving up. Like there's going to be some days where it's like really hard for you to do stuff, and like that's okay, but do it, then move it to a day where you're going to be able to do more things. So
Yeah. Johnny Appleseed has another question. It says, "Do you ever miss having your own bedroom? Just got engaged, and my fiance and I have lived together for several years and have always had our own rooms. We don't sleep together at night either, since we are just total opposites when it comes to sleeping. I'm a deep sleeper that moves around a lot, 'cause likes it cold, while she's a super light sleeper who needs to be tucked in and likes it warm."
have different
Um,
bedrooms, dude.
I won't say I miss having my own bedroom. Cause like, uh, it's not. I like sleeping with Sydney and I like cuddles. I think cuddles are nice, and I think that's nice. So I feel like having my own bedroom, I'd be sad because I've slept with Sydney for so long that I would like miss that. You know what I mean? Now, are there some days where it's like, holy fuck, like she runs super hot. So when she like snuggles me, sometimes it's just like, oh my God, like I'm like sweating and stuff. And then I like will get up and I'll like wake up and I'm on the couch. And it's like, how the fuck did I get here? And Sydney's like, well, you moved in the middle of the night. Um, but no, I really don't miss having my own bedroom.
I think for me, I think this is a weird thing that a lot of people haven't like grown out of. Me and my partner have always slept in different rooms, and
Okay.
we've always. It's not like we don't like
And
sleep
that's
in the
not saying you
same.
don't love each other or like,
Well,
like, you
not
know what I mean? Like,
not that, because we hate each other with it. Like my partner's the
yeah,
worst.
for sure.
Like I'm just gonna marry this dude one day, but like he's the worst. But like
Yeah.
the it's not like we don't sleep in the same bed. Like some nights we still do, you know what I mean? But I've quickly
Yeah.
realized, like for some people are like Rob, where they're like, I actually sleep better with my partner. Like I actually sleep better knowing that the person I love is next to me, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Whereas if you guys are like really different sleepers, like that changes things. Like I don't sleep as
Yeah.
good next to my partner. I'm super happy to wake up to them. I'm like, "Ugh, yay, I woke up to my partner." But like someday, like some nights, yeah, yeah. But for the most part, I have my own bedroom and he has his own bedroom, and that's how we've always had it set up, and it allows us our own privacy. And like at the end of the day, we're still a team, right? So,
Yeah.
and there's still some nights we sleep in the same bed, and like when we go like visit friends, no problem. Like, yeah, we're gonna sleep in the same bed, so we take up less room, and we're happy doing that. But you have to like be honest with yourself, because the same reason we sleep in different bedrooms, if both of us were the same sleepers, we would be sleeping in the same bedroom every night. But he's a super light sleeper. I will knock the fuck out, and you have to like haze me to wake me up. I'm a dead body when I go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we've had this conversation, like we're both okay with that, because while we like sleeping next to each other, we also like have our own
Having a good night's sleep.
we
like,
have our own
as well.
responsibilities in the morning, and like we got to make sure we both have good sleep, because if you don't get good sleep, you're not going to be happy.
Yeah.
No matter how deeply in love with the person you are. If you don't get good sleep, you're eventually going to hate that person, because sleep is so important to us as humans. So I would have a conversation like, why are you guys sleeping together? Is it because like you sleep better next to each other? Is it because like that's like really, like as a person, is that really important to you? Is it really important to both of you? If the answer is no, it's
Yeah.
not a big deal, then like ask yourself the question, like, would it be better for me to have my own bed in my other room that maybe I sleep in on some nights? Maybe like it's not like the end of the world. It's not like, oh, if I get another room, then like we're never gonna sleep in the same room together. That's not how it works. You guys are grown people with your partnership that can figure out what to do. Like just because like not everything has to be an absolute. So if it would make her happier and you happier to sleep in different rooms most nights, then do it. Because you're still gonna wake up. You're still gonna be in the same house. You're still gonna have that person with you. It's just at night you just sleep in your own bed, and I like that. My partner likes that. Like maybe ask yourself if you and your partner would like that, and work something out. It's all about communication, big guy.
Next question here is from Tough Modders. A simple question: how is everyone's fitness journey going? And Blue, have you found another CrossFit gym since the move?
I like CrossFit. I find that CrossFit has no longer like works with my timing. And so we just got a gym membership at like this local place. And so we just had looked up a bunch of routines and we do that now. It's been a lot easier because me and my partner are going together. So we can motivate each other to go. That helps so much. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean there's a couple like cool CrossFit gyms down here, but like because they're classes that only happen like at specific times,
Yeah.
and I get off at like usually around like 4 my time, or close to like 3:30 my time. I have like a 30-minute commute, right? So I'm good like from 4 on the rest of the night to like do CrossFit, but my partner can get off anywhere from like 5 to 6 p.m. So our work schedules are a little different. So it's not as easy for both of us to just say like at 6 p.m. to go to like a CrossFit class, because every different place has like a different schedule for a class. And so it's just a lot easier for us to like go to our local gym and like work a couple machines, do some free weights and stuff. So we've decided to just settle on that. So I enjoy CrossFit. I like how like athletic I became when I did it, but it just doesn't work for me right now. So, but it's fun. If you're
My
thinking about it, do it. You get in crazy shape. Maybe it's not like the most visually in shape, but like you feel insane when you do CrossFit. You feel like you go fucking
Oh yeah.
punch God.
My is currently non-existent, but I plan on changing that very soon because I saw some pics and I looked disgusting. One lax says hypothetical scenario: you wake up one morning and decide to check Reddit. You look on the front page and see a post from live stream fails. It's about you. What did you do? Oh God. Um, Probably
Honestly,
reacted to H3H3's content nuke, and now I'm getting sued. I guess probably that
uh
by that weirdo.
fucking freak.
For real though.
You know what? I've for me, I find people like take great offense to this, and it's probably why I keep using it. Is when I call someone an inbreeder and like, oh, you
Yeah.
fucking inbreeder. That's like one of my favorite insults. And for some reason, people treat it like I just like said a slur. It's and I don't know why like that word specifically has such a deep effect on people. So
Well, it's because they like to fuck their cousin.
yeah, I like cousin fucker and inbreeder. I found are like the strongest words in my vocabulary, or the F slur. I could say that. So like I have to stop saying it. But sometimes like if I'm just mad, I'll just be like fajita, and then it's just boom. Everyone's like whoa 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 whoa. But it's okay. I'm reclaiming it. It's fine. But cousin fucker and inbreeder. I feel like I would show up on live stream fields because like, damn, Blue just said some crazy shit on stream to blah blah blah, and I would be like, I just said inbreeder, bro.
Well, that'll do it for the GG Over Easy podcast today. Next week, Mr. Fruit will be hopefully returning from his Ligma. Thank you guys all for listening and liking the podcast. We really appreciate you guys all listening to this podcast almost 5 years later. I think we're about to come up on the 5-year anniversary of the GG Over Easy podcast. So thank you guys all for listening and hanging out today. We love you guys. We'll see you next week. Peace out.
Yeet. Hell yeah.
Word. If you want to send me your